Hey tubers, he's back and it's another pickup video, and as always let's start off with find of the month. I had this for a while so I'm not showing it, but it's been waiting to be shown for a long while, and I've finally got around to it. So it is the soundtrack to Resident Evil 4, and it's quite a Monty box set. I think there's about I think there's at least 3 or 4 LPs on here. So yeah, it's quite a Monty box set, that. So good to have that. Something different to gaming. It's retro related. It's to do with the 90s. I just came across so it got me thinking about New Musical Express magazine. It was like, you know, a newspaper for the 60s, I think it was, and then it was still a newspaper in print and right through the 90s. At some point in the noughties, it became a proper glossy magazine, and there was a special copy that came out in 2013 that covers the best of Britpop, 100 greatest Britpop's sort of singles, and there's a few other articles on Britpop in it as well. So NME magazine, you can get it digital. I don't think it exists in a physical format anymore. And also they did a CD called NME did called Presents for the 90s, so it's got 3 CDs of various good songs from that period. So I just put them together. CD was about £3 off eBay, and magazine was £9. So put together a nice little homage to the 90s Britpop and New Musical Express, which is one of the cooler magazines in my youth, I suppose. Again, sort of game related, but not a game. Picked up for, I think it's about £7 or £8 from CX. I don't know, it was quite a good price wherever I got it. And it was a Super Mario Brothers movie. Not a bad movie. Jack Black does a voice of Bowser, but nearly every movie these days has got Jack Black doing some part in it or not. I think he's becoming a bit oversaturated, to be honest. I love him in Tenacious D and stuff, but I think he's getting oversaturated. But anyway. Okay, just turn to games. This is the oldest one I've got. It is Twinkle Star Sprites on the Dreamcast, Japanese copy. You can't get a Western copy of this. I got this on so many other formats. I got a really decent bootleg copy on a Neo Geo CD because it's too expensive to buy official. I'm not paying about £300 plus for it. I've got it on PS2, of Saturn, and now Dreamcast. So yeah, I had a really good quality bootleg of this on the Saturn, but I wanted a proper copy, and I got this for a reasonable price off eBay. I think it was about £75, which isn't bad for that title. I finished collecting for PSP, but I came across this and I didn't have it, and I thought, oh well, I might as well have it. It's a bit of history, I suppose. Little Britain, the video game. Little Britain's gained a bit of controversy because of sort of the content. I guess it's not exactly woke, and also Tom Baker does a bit of a voice up for this as well. So another reason to have it is because I'm a Doctor Who fan. Okay, a couple of Xbox One games. I've got this on other platforms, but I saw it's dirt cheap on the Xbox One and Xbox Series X, and it is for Diablo 4. I think that's about £12. And I've got various other copies of this, but Resident Evil 8, The Village, this is just a standard copy. With the Resident Evil games, I get them on all platforms, and I get all variants. I do just about. Bit of a die-hard nut when it comes to Resident Evil games. Alright, turning to Switch. Part of the Fist of the North Star, his name's Ken or whatever, series. This is like a fitness boxing take on it, really. So it's more like I guess it's like a rhythm stroke quick time motion type game of sorts, I suppose. Yeah, I got that. It was about 30 quid. It's not a super common game. Finally got this. This is through NG Dev. This is Gunvein, a bullet hell. Quite difficult to get hold of unless unless you manage to get in the pre-order. They always sell out massively, so this is one of those shooting games that are definitely going to never be cheap. From CEX, I got a couple of adult games. They had quite a few copies in, and these were quite cheap. So we got Slime Girl Smoothies, part of a Fun Box Smutty set. I think pretty much going for all the Fun Box Smutty games on a Switch. And Boo Party. I think this comes with a CD soundtrack as well. Again, they weren't a lot of money. I think both of those were £20–25 mark. Okay, turning to PS4. Start off with a few uncommon PSVR games released through Limited Run. So we got Wind and Leaves and The Swordsman. So interesting VR games, and part of the Hatsune series, Hatsune Miku VR. So again, it's a music type, dancing type game, I imagine. Yeah, using the VR headset. So not sure how that works. Alright, just turning to normal PlayStation 4. Oh, actually, there's one more VR game I forgot to show, and that is Walking Dead Onslaught. Now, I had this before, but this is the deluxe edition, so again, it's like a variant. Probably UK release, but I thought I'd get that for the set. A couple of good racing games. Got Hot Wheels Unleashed and Unleashed 2. They weren't a lot of money. I think they're about a £20 mark each, but they do keep their money, those games. One I got from CX, which has a PS5 upgrade, and with Christmas coming, it's appropriate. It is The Grinch Christmas Adventures. It's got quite a good movie, quite a good game with Christmas coming up. Get people in the mood. This is part of the Earth Defense Force series. This is Earth Defense Force World Brothers. This is the Japanese copy. So a bit complicated to play, particularly in the language. Another limited one game. Excuse the notifications. We got Contra Operation Galuga. I do believe this is getting a normal release in the West as well, not just through limited run, but that's the problem that we find with limited run games. So you think, oh, do you hold off or do you get in? Yeah, because if I hold off and get a normal Western release, I can usually get it much cheaper than through limited run. Right, this is a limited run combination pack. It has one very expensive Mega Drive game, but they're both shootings and both good. So we've got Leylance with Gylog. And this one gives you good options in terms of rewinding and saving your state and so forth. So much easier ways to play those particular games. A Red Dot Shooter, Rogue Aces, sort of a side one, horizontal side shooter. I already had this on Xbox One, but here's the PS4 version. Again, with the Diablo series games, I do multi-dit. Not often they bring Diablo games out, but when they do, I like to get all the versions. Then we got the White Witch. This is quite a good cutesy. Cutesy-fied side shooting game by Team 17. Another shooter by Strictly Limited. Finally came out, long time. So this is Eschatos collection, so it has Judgment, Silver Sword and Cardinal Sins. It took forever coming out. This game I got through Strictly Limited. They must have kept a few in stock just in case there was any need to replace copies. And a few weeks back they finally put those available for sale. So it had been out of stock for a long while, and it came back in stock, and I wanted to get this for full retail, about 28 quid. I got Air Twister on the PS4. Obviously it's easier to find on PS5, but the only way of getting this on PS4 was through Strictly Limited. So again, it's quite a good playable game. The graphics aren't sensational. But it's obviously inspired by the Space Harrier type of angle or perspective of shooting. Okay, and then we've got a few PS5 games. So Resident Evil 4, the Gold Edition. I'm still yet to play the remake of Resident Evil 4. I played all the older versions, including the PS4 original port of it, but not the revamped version. And this is our English language copy of Baldur's Gate. It's from I think it's from PlayAsia. Much cheaper than getting a Western copy, which I think you can only get as part of a limited edition set. But I just got that for quite cheap. Then we've got Lords of the Fallen. We've got this retail, I think it's about £20 mark, quite a good price. Part of Inspector Gadget genre. Mad Time Party, another kiddie-fi game, but still it's Inspector Gadget. How many games are there with Inspector Gadget? Remnant 2. This is supposed to be really cool. Whether or not I'll get time to play it is another matter. Again, a modern release of a really old classic horror game, System Shock. This is one I do want to get round to. Along with another horror game, Alone in the Dark reboot. That's got the likeness and voice from Hopper, the character Hopper from. Obviously, it's not Hopper, but it's it's the actor doing the this is that actor's name from Stranger Things, but I can't remember his name for the life of me. And then we got quite a cheap horror stroke sci-fi Scars Above. I've got this really cheap in CX, and this was also cheap. I think this is under £10 mark, but it was Capcom. You can get this on PS4, so if I see it cheap on PS4 I will get it as well, because it's a Capcom title. Exoprimal, but this is one of the ones whereby you go around shooting dinosaurs, but I think it's like, you need to be online to play it. And this other one is quite a good a shooter stroke horror type game that people are recommending. It's been out for a while, but I got Trepan Squared. Put a little 2 up there. So yeah, that's that. I do have a few more PS4 games, but I thought I'll save them for a next pickup video, because with Christmas coming up, obviously other demands or priorities, isn't there, as always is for fun. So there won't be a massive load of pickups next month, but like I said, I've got a few backlog of PS4 titles to share. So again, not everyone's cup of tea, but often a lot of these PS4 and PS5 games are consist of new games that are inspired by old games. So if you like the old games and everything else, I think I think the modern systems can cater for that taste too. So it's not all bad stuff. I'm a fan of modern gaming, except when you have to play online all the time. That's a big downer, or it's like a download code. That's one of the things I don't like, and that's will be the reason why I will stop collecting new games in the future, when it all becomes digital only. But we're not quite yet, even though it's coming. It is definitely coming. Well, anyway, guys, I digress a little bit. I hope you're all doing well, and if I don't, I think I'll try to get a video out either before Christmas or in between Christmas and New Year. One or two it will be. But anyway, you take care and keep safe. Bye.